I have a dream. Super Soldiers oder Panzersoldaten. The choices of opinions, ethics versus morals, the villain and the hero. Ethics is the good and the bad, and moral is the intent. Just because someone is perceived as a bad character doesn't mean they don't have good ideas. The ethical opinions of the emotionally moral spirit of the soul. Perceptual awareness is a truthful illusion defined by the ethical nature of the opinionated moral character. I'm being for real. There are two main strains of marijuana. There's indica and then there's sativa. Indica has more of like a relaxing body high. It promotes sleep, eating, and even can work as pain relief. It has a higher CBD content. Sativa, on the other hand, makes the user more alert and creative, energized. It creates more of a head high. Sativa has a high THC content. There are also hybrid versions, which are made up of a mixture, a varying mixture of the sativa and indica. So some of them might have a little bit more indica in it and a little bit less sativa. Others might have more of a sativa and a little bit less indica. It can vary. The Delta marijuana strains available are produced by isolating and potentially combining phytocannabinoids that are extracted and produced from the indica or sativa cannabis strains. The brain itself communicates using neural oscillation, which are electromagnetic voltage pulses, kind of, like a heartbeat, of various different brain waves. So the brain has 5 various frequencies that contribute to an individual's thoughts and actions, including gamma waves between 35 and 140 hertz. It includes working memory, concentration, attention, and perceptual awareness or pattern grouping. So you're able to recognize patterns better within your surroundings. Next comes the beta waves, which are between 12 and 35 hertz, which includes improving understanding of knowledge, conscious awareness, coherent decision making, anxiety, being relaxed, and external perception. Your perception is focused more outwardly instead of inward. Next come the alpha waves, which are between 8 and 12 hertz, which include wakeful relaxation, so you're just kind of chilling, passive perception, you're more inwardly. Alpha waves also actively influence coordination, communication, and synchronization. Next comes theta waves, which are between 4 and 8 hertz. This includes being deeply relaxed. You have an inward, internal focus. You can actually also induce fear and anxiety. If you have a lot of theta waves, you can induce it and also experience it, actually. And you have a higher spatial navigational awareness, learning, and memory. Then there's delta waves, which are between 0.5 and 4 hertz, which include being inside of deep sleep and body rejuvenation. If you do not reach delta or deep sleep, then your body doesn't get rejuvenated. So I wonder if there is even a way to expose an individual in an aware state to delta waves to cause the body to begin rejuvenating itself and make the individual feel well rested even if they haven't slept at all. I do have a theory. If all 5 brain frequencies are active at the same time, in, equal amounts, one could say, it is known as the omega frequency. I believe that every healthy human experiences omega waves at one point or another, if not all the times, just simply your brain thinking. And this is what makes a human, aka consciously aware. So the reason that humans are more consciously aware than an animal or some type of other living thing is because they're using a higher and more amount of all the brain waves instead of like a fish, for example, which only half sleeps. They wouldn't need as much of these delta waves and probably wouldn't be in a fully deep sleep because they still have to be aware of predators and stuff. So their brain would be a little bit different, and that might also affect perception and how aware one is of their surroundings, or in what way you are aware of your surroundings. My point in bringing all of this up is, why are American soldiers in any division, doesn't matter what type of soldier you are, allowed to drink but not allowed to smoke marijuana? The U.S. military, in my opinion, has a major weakness. This weakness or disadvantage is alcohol usage. Alcohol consumption not only has the potential to make the soldiers less aware and more susceptible to attack due to mental confusion and dulled responses, from being intoxicated, but also may cause life-threatening withdrawal symptoms if one is addicted that have the potential to change the soldier's behaviors, putting the soldier, him or herself, and other military personnel units at risk. Because if you're withdrawing and you're in the field and you have a gun, you might be losing your mind over here, seizing out and feeling extremely uncomfortable, and now you also have a gun in your hand and you're trained to kill. Your thoughts might go into the wrong directions and all training goes out the window when addiction comes into play. And alcohol is more of a depressant, so it definitely has many negatives. That doesn't mean it needs to be outright banned or outlawed, but definitely the military should not be allowed to consume alcohol due to this reason. Instead, I have came to the conclusion that the various U.S. military divisions should be able to ingest. There's various ways to ingest because, you can't be smoking all the time in your lungs, so edibles, there's various ways. Injections, pills, even smoking, however you may drink, should be able to ingest specifically tailored marijuana products or designer marijuana, which is made out of the isolated or combined phytocannabinoids of indica and sativa cannabis products to produce and change the brain waves of soldiers to elevate alertness, focus, energy, creativity, decision-making capabilities, awareness, improved memory, without all the negative physical and mental withdrawal symptoms that come along with alcohol usage. The term lucid dream was coined by the Dutch psychiatrist Frederick Williams van Eden, who reported in Lucid Dreams the reintegration of the psychic function is so complete that the sleeper reaches a state of perfect awareness and is able to direct his attention and attempt different acts of free volition, aka I might be awake, but I'm really asleep. I've been dreaming this entire time. I'm in a dream. And I have a dream of creating super soldiers who stop consuming alcohol products and instead start consuming the designer marijuana meant to make them into better soldiers that are more alert, aware, creative, etc., etc.